Okay, we're back, and now we're going to create the colored face for this clock. And in order to do that, we're going to use the ellipse tool, and we're going to create a new circle, slightly larger than the original circle. So I'm going to click in the center, hit down Option Shift, and grow a circle from the center, and make it just a little bit larger than the circle we have. Now notice that it inherits the properties from the previous circle, so it has a black stroke and no fill. That's not what we want. We actually want it to have a fill, and I'm going to do so. I'm going to add one by going into the color picker, and we're just going to choose kind of a darkish red. Click OK. And it covered up our clock. That's okay. Ultimately, it's not going to be on top. It's going to be behind the clock face. But for now, that's fine. The other thing, we still have a stroke. We want to get rid of that stroke altogether. So we're going to change 10 pixels to 0 and enter. And now our stroke is gone. Now, we're going to move this circle off to the side so that we can work on it without interfering with our clock. To do so, just click on the black arrow, click on the circle itself, hold the Shift key to constrain it, and then drag that circle over off of the artboard. We can work on it over here now without disturbing anything over here. Now, to add some visual interest to this flat red circle, we're going to create a blend that's going to give us the illusion of 3 dimensions. And to do that, we're going to create another ellipse, and we're going to center our cursor on the red circle. And I'm going to hit the Option key, click an option, and then I'm going to grow an ellipse. Not a perfect circle. If I hit the Shift key, it turns into a perfect circle. I don't want that. I want an ellipse. And then I let go of my mouse, and then I've got an ellipse. And then I'm going to use my arrow key to shift and click and drag that down towards the bottom of the circle, and then let go. Now this object is exactly the same color, so that's not going to add any visual interest. So what we're going to have to do is go to the color palette while this ellipse is chosen, and we're going to give it a slightly lighter color, sort of a salmon pink, and then click OK. So now you've got something that has sort of a Death Star looking shape to it. The next step is to blend these two. So we're going to use the black arrow, and we're going to select both circles. We're going to go to the Object menu, Blend, and Make. We're going to make a blend between those two colors. And now you'll see that we've got this really nice sort of gradient that suggests depth. Now, once we have this done, we're going to lock these two things together so that I can't inadvertently move the blend. So I'm going to select the two, and I'm going to choose Object, Group, and group these two. So now what I can do is I can move this around, and they move together as one. The next step is to move this circle over and behind this clock face. So I'm going to click and shift, and I'm going to drag this back over and get it centered. Again, it's laying on top of the clock face. That isn't really what we want. What we want to do is we want to send this thing back. So we go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. And now you should see the clock face on top of the background. And if we click out and out of the clock, you can see approximately what that clock face is going to look like. Now at this time you may decide, oh, maybe black numbers and tick marks isn't what I wanted. You can always go back and change those later. I'm just going to leave this as it is, but oftentimes you'll do this sort of thing and realize that your color choice could have been better. So that's not a problem. You can always drag this thing back off, unlock all of these things, and then change the colors of the strokes and the fills, and drag this back. But I'm not going to do that for this assignment. So now that we've got our clock face built, we're going to start working on our hands. That will be the next video.